Good morning, it is Hannah from Communication Wise. And today, as promised, I'll be talking about how to de escalate another person. So, last week I talked about when you are angry, how to de escalate yourself. And this week is really when another person is very upset. What can you do to calm the situation down? I have 8 tips for you. And during that, I'm going to share you a personal story when I got something wrong and it got out of hands, and what I learned from that as well. So, my first tip is genuinely listen. Show that you have empathy. Be non judgmental. I mean, we all know, right? People in crisis can act weird, they say irrational things. And at the highest point of their energy spill, the screaming, the yelling, the crying, their tunnel vision is keeping them temporarily from thinking straight. That's just how it is. Think about yourself when you were upset the last time. Were you thinking of options, opportunities? No, you were just angry, upset. So, this is not to judge. This is not the time to judge. This is the time to just listen. Be curious, ask what's going on for them, ask like different questions, but just to see where they are, and accept that whatever they are expressing is their version of that truth, of their truth at that moment. It doesn't have to be how they see the world when they're calm. It is just where they are at that point. And when you are there and you can show them that you are genuinely listening, you have helped them a great deal. Two, respect personal space. Now, with the 6 feet going on, this is great for de escalating. A person who is very upset is also anxious. They feel threatened, they perceive a threat. And however you see it is irrelevant, but that's what they're feeling at that point. And so when you come too close, you are increasing anxiety. When you stay, keep that personal space, respect that personal space, you are helping them. The third is use non-threatening nonverbals. The more a person loses control, the less they actually hear your words. And I have noticed that no sudden movements, keeping my hands down, relaxing my own muscles, showing them with my facial expressions, I am there, just listening. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Okay. That must be hard, those little things um, are helping them to calm down because at least somebody is hearing whatever they are expressing. The fourth, very important, stay calm. I can't say this enough. When you remain calm, when you remain rational, whatever that means for you, has a direct effect on them. My use of energy has a direct effect on a person in crisis. And you know what? I am calm. I am professional. I am rational. I know what I'm doing. I can handle this. And when I know that, I've done what I needed to do. I am calm. Five is focus on feelings. Facts are important, but how they are feeling is more important during that de escalation phase. And I want to tell you a personal story where I got it wrong. And so I was sitting with a family being accused of child abuse, neglect. And this was a married couple and 2 boys, and the 2 boys were placed with the grandmom temporarily. And this was all because the parents had sold all their furniture to really sustain their smoking habits. And even though they knew that they had sold all their furniture, they were in denial about why their children had to be placed with grandmom temporarily for their safety. They just could not understand. And I was in a meeting with them, attorneys, people from the Department of Health, And so I was sitting there trying to figure out if there was some way that they can all work together, and there clearly wasn't. So that was fine, no agreement, fine, just, move on to the courtroom. However, when they were, getting ready to get up and leave my room, I said, trying to be nice, well, luckily, your children are with grandma. Oh my goodness. I couldn't have said anything worse, apparently. So this guy, the dad, got up, big guy, and started yelling at me. Have you not heard anything of what we just said? Do you even have ears, Miss Facilitator? All that. And of course, I apologized. I had, and what I had done when I thought about it later, I had assumed that they would also think that, their children are better off with grandma than in a regular foster. But that was my assumption. Those are just facts, kids with grandma. For one person that can be a good thing, for another person that can be the worst in the world, because they're not feeling that it is a good thing, and they don't have to. So yes, focus on feelings, don't assume, just ask when you don't know. And if you don't know, and you don't need to ask, like in my position, just say nothing. The sixth one is ignore challenging questions. Like I said, people are not in their rational minds when they're very upset and angry and they're expressing it. And I have been asked so many times, well, do you have children? Are you married? When you do understand, then you understand, right? And I always politely answer, let's focus on your situation. Let's focus on your marriage, your children. Let's focus on your situation with your neighbor. Let's focus on you and your coworker. Let's think about how you can all work together and try to find some sort of solution. Because what I'm doing is I'm not only protecting my position as a neutral third person, but I'm also redirecting the focus to where they need to go, because they want to solve their own issue and they don't need me to side. In fact, they are better helped when I just am the listener and help them, guide them toward a solution, instead of having me side with them and really not solving anything. Seven is allow time for decisions and solutions. So, I mean, you've been angry, you've been upset before. Were you really thinking about options and opportunities? No, you were just angry, upset. So when you calm down, when they calm down from, that tense, those like tense emotions, um, then they are getting ready to think with a calmer mind about like options. When they are very upset, they're not there. So just, accept where they are at that moment. And then number 8, which is my last one, is set boundaries or ground rules when necessary. When I start my meetings, I am very clear about my agenda, what I can do for them, what I expect from them, how it's gonna go. And I understand you are dealing with an angry person. This is not a meeting. This is not official. But still, you can set boundaries, because with boundaries, you're not just helping yourself, you're also helping the other person. If they are super upset and they turn against you and they start behaving belligerently or defensive or disruptive, whatever they are doing towards you, and you are staying calm, and when it gets too much out of hand, you say, listen, when you speak, I listen to you. When I speak, I'm going to ask you the same thing. Can you do that? And with that, you have a clear, simple boundary that they can actually commit to. and it's gonna help them, and it's gonna help you. So these were the 8 tips of the day, the de-escalation tips. I hope you find them helpful, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me, and I am happy to help. I'll see you next time.